Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Game From Scratch, and today we're going to be talking about a social media company that is trying everything in their power to destroy themselves as fast as possible. And nope, not Twitter today. Instead, what we are talking about is everybody's favorite site for deviants, DeviantArt. Now, this is an art community, a lot in the hand-drawn and stylized area. It's been going strong for well over a decade. It's a place to share your portfolio, feedback on other people's works, just look at art in general. And if we're going to pick something that the kind of people that hang out on DeviantArt don't like, I would say it's probably AI art generators that are actually ripping off their art to create new works. Not a popular thing among artists in general. So what does DeviantArt go about doing? Well, they launch their own. Yeah, so they have an AI art generator powered by Stable Diffusion. It is called DreamUp, and they bungled this so horrifically bad. They just launched it. Everything was opt-out. So all of your art assets by default were part of the model. You actually had to manually go into every single one of them and say, no, I don't want this image included in AI training sets. They also, since then, they've come in a bit of a walk back. They switched it out so that you could opt out, and they made opt out the default. But they already kind of did the damage. And the part that really kind of I haven't gotten a full answer to yet, and I think the answer is not good for DeviantArt. Their new DreamUp system is already trained on the entire art catalog on DeviantArt. So really all you're doing is opting out for future creations. Now, I can't say that one is 100% for sure, but that sure seems to be it. So the DeviantArt community has just... There's been a mass exodus. A number of people have deleted their accounts. They're out of there. They've lost trust, and it's just such a mind-numbingly stupid, tone-deaf decision. Because how can an art community think, you know what we should do? Let's create a tool that rips off our artists and makes them obsolete. That's a smart thing to do here. So yeah, that was their approach. Now they're actually trying to fix things up. They're basically saying so that third parties can't index their art. They're doing this no AI thing, but they do have this new DreamUp package, where you get a bunch of free prompts if you are in the core or whatever. I tried out the DreamUp thing. We'll see that in just a second. So you can see how their new Stable Diffusion powered generator is going to work. Now, again, they did realize how badly they screwed this up, and now all deviations are opted out of AI data sets. But again, this is not to say that they haven't already been trained. So there is a facility in the way. You can add a no IA flag to all my deviations. So this was an addition they made after the community outroar. So now you can go in with a single checkbox in theory and say no AI for all of these. But again, the part that I'm finding just mind-numbing on this one is they've already trained their AI. This DreamUp was trained off of something, and it's one data set that they talk about earlier on, one of the more controversial ones out there. Plus, no doubt, they did their own community stuff, because up until they got called out on this, it seemed quite obvious that they had no issue with training the AI model. Now, another interesting thing that they've done is you're getting more and more AI-created art on DeviantArt in general, and they're adding tools in where you now have to say if something was AI generated, and you've got these new tools in place for show more like this, show the allocated amount, and show less AI art. Interestingly enough, there is no option for show none, which is seemingly, again, another thing that the community really wants. This is just... again, a Venn diagram of people that work and publish their works on DeviantArt, and a Venn diagram of people that want to use AI generating tools. There's not a lot of overlap between those two things. I just can't fathom what DeviantArt were thinking on this, but again, their community already took a gigantic hit over this one. By the way, if you for some reason are still interested, they are doing a competition on DreamUp, so if you want to do the best generated llama, you've got that option. I mentioned earlier on that I tried out DreamUp, so you can see what the end results are. This is powered by Stable Diffusion, which is an open source AI art generation thing. It's trained on Tryon or something to that effect, open database, and I guarantee you it's also been trained on their own internal thing. So those opt-outs, again, are for the future only. And I have to say, the only way that they're going to fix this is to just say, oops, we screwed up, and get rid of the whole DreamUp AI thing. It's not compatible with their business model. But here are the results that I got. So what I asked it to do was a group of moron executives sitting around a conference table dreaming of ways to ruin their company. And this is what DreamUp came up with. Now, this is a little interesting because I swear that these are actually the Trailer Park Boys. This is Bubbles, it's the haircut, and it's kind of sad when they add the moron term in here, that what they do is like distort faces and then add glasses, which is a little bit of a thing for sure. And again, here to make this guy a moron, they just kind of distort all of their faces. But yeah, that, ladies and gentlemen, is what DreamUp does when you ask it to do a group of moron executives sitting around a conference table dreaming of ways to ruin their company. Because I can't think of any other way to put this. And also the way that they handled this on social media, they were insulting their customers. They were getting feedback on how things work, and the feedback was all pretty much universally, don't do this. Don't do this. And, well, they did it. But, again, they are trying to walk it back. So if you head on over to the announcement for the DreamUp system, you're going to see the very first thing you're going to see here is now this whole does not and will not use deviations submitted to DeviantArt to add to third-party AR models or training sets or on DreamUp itself. Now, the kicker is, again, if you go check out on Twitter, there is a thing basically that says for their terms and services, it says will not be used to train future data sets. So, yeah, they screwed up big time. And quite frankly, their whole art system is useless if it's not trained on their own system, because anyone can download Stable Diffusion. It's really the only thing they brought to the table. So it's quite clear that they're already building this on their own community's artwork. And it's also quite clear that their community does not like this. So this is really one of the dumbest things I have seen a company do in a very long time. And hey, look at Twitter on a daily basis. It's pretty amazing that they can compete with Twitter right now. But yeah, they are. So ladies and gentlemen, that is DeviantArt really stepping in it. Are you a DeviantArt user? And if so, did this piss you off seemingly as much as it, if you go on Twitter, again, ironically enough, if you look at the tweets on Twitter about this response, you're going to get a very one-sided view of it. But that view, those people are not happy. And the number of people that said that they're canceling their accounts, that are leaving, that are canceling their subscriptions and so on, is pretty darn high. So I think they screwed up big time here, but I'm curious what you think. Let me know, comments down below. I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.